Let's expand on our discussion about color and talk about luminosity or brightness contrast, which you're probably familiar with, as well as hue and saturation contrast, two kinds of contrast that can also very powerfully affect an image. And those kinds of contrast, brightness and especially hue and different hues in an image, and hue contrast can evoke different responses in the viewer. So let's take a look at these different kinds of contrast and how Photoshop treats them in images. In Photoshop, let's take another look at the color wheel. And here we have the color themes panel, and we're set on complementary colors. And we see that colors opposite each other on the color wheel are considered complementary colors. Now think about it. When you're looking at the visual spectrum here, colors that are entirely opposite on the visual spectrum have a lot of hue contrast. Hue contrast is when you're working with colors and coloration in an image that are opposites on the visual spectrum or in the color wheel, or close to opposite. And compare that to analogous colors. Analogous colors are colors that are close to each other in the color wheel. So we see analogous colors like this range from orange to yellow are very similar to each other. There's not a great deal of hue contrast, but if we look at complementary colors, we do get a great deal of hue contrast with complementary colors. And complementary colors are very appealing in images because you do get that hue contrast, that stretching out of colors in an image, just like a stretching out of tones in brightness contrast, and that hue contrast is very appealing to the viewer. But different amounts and kinds of hue contrast, different hues, can definitely evoke different responses in the viewer. And also we have to talk about saturation contrast, because you might have different hues, but different amounts of saturation can also affect the viewer.